getting into photography happened out of the blue. So I think it's nice to think that like something in my childhood like impacted it and was like I guess like a seed that was sown early on, but I think the reality is like it kind of just happened. Name is Winston Joe. I'm a senior photography major, music, entrepreneurship, and maybe bio minors. Goodness. So a few years ago, maybe about 4 or 5, my dad saw a sale, a Black Friday sale on the camera, and so he bought it, and he brought it home, and he told me learn it and teach me. And so like I just got voluntold, so I'm like, all right. And so I learned it over the course of like a year or so, and I come back, I'm just like, all right, when do you want to learn? Like, when do you have time? He's like, oh, I don't want to anymore. And so now here I am. I don't know. He didn't want to, so I kind of just hung on to it. Um, I think in a way it did, and it also didn't. It didn't in the sense that photography and just like photographs and recording things was never a really important part of my upbringing. Like I think my parents would maybe like record like freaking like band concerts, stuff like that, but like family pictures and taking like home videos was never a really important thing that happened. It kind of like existed on the periphery. I feel like this is pretty late, but like high school around. I went to a pretty diverse high school. It was like a lot of white people and a lot of Asian people. Um, Actually, no, that's a lie. It wasn't really diverse. It was just a lot of like white people and a lot of Asian people. There weren't too many like people of any other race. But I think like it was then when I realized like I didn't fit into the white kid group. I think like the way they hung out and their overall like culture, both like at home, at school, and like with their friends, was just not irreconcilable, but different enough that I realized like if I wanted to find people that I like quote unquote belonged to, like it wouldn't be them. As quote unquote risky as it might be, I think it's also equally, if not more important, that I do occupy this space just because of how much representation and I guess just like attention is given to creatives that aren't white, especially like cis white straight men. Um, and so I don't know. I think the TLDR is like it kind of sucks right now, but like I think if it will help lead to a more diverse and a more, I guess, like complex future in terms of like media and content production, then I'm pretty happy to be here right now. Yeah. Do I have advice? Oh my gosh. I think in terms of advice, probably one of the biggest things is just, and this isn't like race exclusive, but it's just to continue making things, regardless of like people enjoying it or not. Um, I think like even if becoming a content creator isn't the end goal, um, just being, I guess like vulnerable enough to be putting out content and to be sharing yourself with people. Um, I think that's more important than I guess having like good content per se. The good is in quotes because there are standards that you should have for yourself, but at the same time, like don't be afraid to be trying new things and to just keep doing. I think that's probably more important than any like innate talent or skill.